Hello, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing amazing today. We've got a very special message, a very important message for some divine feminines that need to hear this. So if you are guided to this message, hopefully you're able to take something out of it. Welcome if you're new to the channel, and welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. Thank you so much for all the support. And yeah, let's hop into it. I really feel like this is just throughout your whole life, divine feminine, that you've just been loyal to people that maybe necessarily didn't deserve it. It's like over and over again, you gave chances to people just for them to either take advantage of you or to really show you who they were. Wow. So we've got I'm sorry in reverse. So off the hop, that's just me splitting the deck. For a lot of you, you dealt with a lot of people that could have taken advantage of your loyalty and never intended to apologize for it. This could have been family, friends. Like, I'm feeling like growing up, you were the type of person too that was always loyal to others, right? Like, you would put others before yourself. So say it came to if someone else was getting made fun of or bullied, you were the person that like always stood up against that. Or say, for example, just whenever you were doing things in life or your friends were, you were just always someone very supportive, right? And maybe when it came to you, you didn't ever feel like you got the same back. Lifting the veil, absolutely. Look at that. So now you're coming into a reality and a realization as to who these people could be for you. And for many of you, this is something that's been going on throughout your entire life. Lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything aligned, unaligned must go. So for a lot of you, really realizing, and we're going to leave this card in reverse, just to show you whoever should be apologizing for their lack of loyalty to you, they refuse to do so. And for some of you, maybe this is why you have to walk away. It could be a very deep, emotionally rooted, sensitive subject, right? To have these conversations with these people or just to choose to walk away. We've got whale and orca elders. Share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. Wow. So for some of you, if you know you've made an exit from family members or certain people and you can't make a return, for some of you, you may have started some sort of creative project. So music or something like this that has allowed you to really get your voice heard or put yourself out there. And maybe some of it you're not even sharing is what they're saying, but maybe it's just for you. It's part of your healing journey, your lessons. For others of you, if music doesn't really ring a bell for you, you could be writing these things down. And if not, you're being guided to. It's almost like too, say there's some things you want to say to particular people, but you know it's just going to make the situation worse. It's like you're being guided to just write them down, you know? Say how these people have hurt you or how you feel like they've been disloyal to you in order for you to process these emotions and just move on. Because ultimately, some of these people don't deserve you to even waste another second trying to convince them that they should apologize to you. Because some of these people will never apologize in their life, is what I feel like Spirit's saying. It's part of their lessons to learn. And ultimately, for you, Divine Feminine, walking away is the catalyst to these lessons. So this is going to be a heavy reading. This is a live reading. Feel free to leave a comment in the chat if this resonates. And welcome everyone just tuning in. So let's hop into it and see what comes out. With the whale and orca elders as well, it could be people in your family, people you looked up to previously, people you respected, people like you felt like you personally would never let down or be disloyal to. And I feel like maybe some of those people have shown you true colors. Look at that too. With it being in reverse, they could have tried to block you in a love relationship. Maybe some of your family members didn't agree with the person you chose to have a long-term commitment with. And others of you, this is a really small message for a select few of you, but it's just like they tried with the colors here. I'm feeling like to block any sense of happiness that you had, to try and really make you feel like you couldn't shine. So let's keep going. This is really heavy. We're just starting. Let's get those likes up if this is resonating. Queen of Cups. So overall, you could be someone who is very emotionally sensitive, driven, very straightforward with your emotions as well, right? Like, you love to tell it how it is. You don't hold back how you're feeling when it comes to people you're loyal to. You really are someone too that others can count on. Now, I feel like many times more often than not, you've been put in a situation in the cold that's really shown you these people do not have your back. And I feel like Divine Feminine, this is a part of your spiritual awakening. If it's like family or a relationship, for some of you, it's someone you were married to and had kids with, and then boom, like something happened, you guys split, separated. We're going to get more cards to see kind of what the story could be, but it's almost like they just forgot you and your family existed, or at least like you even existed for some of you. And it just really showed you for a long time, you were loyal to all of the wrong people. So wow, this is going to be a heavy reading. I really hope I can just help bring some answers and some clarity. If this reading resonates for you, we will get behind it at the end. You know, we will ask these questions. Are they going to come forward? Are they going to apologize? Should you even waste your time? Should you move forward? And I'll do it very specific because I feel like this could be either this happened to you with one person or like a group of people at once, right? And it really just made you realize that some people aren't meant to stay in your life. Absolutely not. With the Hierophant, like I said, definitely could have been a marriage. Could have been a Taurus. You could be a Taurus. We've got a lot of cup energy as well. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And we've got some air energy. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Heavy on the water energy since we've got 4 out of the 5 cards being water. But yeah, okay, so for some of you, wow, and think about it, we've got the Whale and Orca Elders, water as well, right? So for some of you, this was a deep emotional connection with someone that really betrayed you, showed you that they weren't loyal to you. And I feel like for a lot of you, if this was a marriage or a relationship, it's like you kept all this person's secrets, all their crap, all their BS, and all they did was expose you or leave you out in the cold, like you two never were together, for them to have some sort of rebirth off of what they did to you. And so this is the ultimate betrayal. If you know that resonates, this person literally took your energy, Divine Feminine, and used your, like, their disloyalty to you and your loyalty to them in order to gain something from you. So we're going to keep going because this isn't for everyone, but for others of you, this was a family member, someone close to you, even could have been a best friend, someone you were connected with, even on like more of a financial base. So like, say for example, it's someone you worked with or had plans to work with. They were like, nope, not happening. So this person as well that was disloyal to you was very cold and calculated and detached as well. This person has done this to multiple people, though. You're not the first person, and I feel like Spirit's saying you won't be the last. So when it comes to love, first answer off the hop for y'all is to walk away if you know this is a love situation, especially if you know, okay, Spirit just said this is very specific for someone. If you are married and in a separation, and it's not like finalized, like the divorce isn't finalized, they're not really making moves. Maybe they've been giving you a little bit of false hope, even a little bit of gaslighting. For some of you, if that resonates, really what it's saying is this person stalling either to hold back pentacles from you or to hold back your pentacles. Could be a mixture of both here. They know by the two of you staying attached, whatever this is, it's holding you back. You could also be an earth sign or dealing with one. We've got Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus there. But yeah, this person wants to stop your growth. If not, it's like this person from the past, love interest. If you are in specifically a marriage and separating, that's kind of a specific message for you. And if not, it just shows like, okay, so you were loyal to all these people, right? You were helping build them up, helping. For some of them, like when they met you, this is where they were at. Feeling like they were out in the cold, no one they could trust. And Divine Feminine, you literally brought this person in, showed them the judgment doesn't exist everywhere, right? With you, you had such a kind heart and you were willing to look past maybe what they done to others or who they kind of portrayed to be. I feel like they gaslighted you a lot though. This person wanted to stop your wish fulfillments, and so they were disloyal to you, all said and done, any way they could to make you feel left out in the cold. Divine Feminine, with this Queen of Swords being in reverse, it means it worked for a short period of time, but ultimately it's like this person had a short victory. They were unable to hold others against you, and they were unable to gain any sort of success off of being unloyal to you. And it's funny too, because it's like, if this was specifically a partner of yours, this person now is being viewed for doing that. So let's get those likes up if this resonates, and we're going to really get into the reading. I feel like for a lot of you, though, you were dealing with either an air sign or a water sign. But yeah, overall, whoever tried to stop you in every way possible from succeeding, look at that. Love, pentacles, success, right? Stability. This person's tried to stop you and have you stuck in your head about it. Have you wondering where all the opportunities that once were in front of you went, right? Well, a lot of them dissipated because of this person's disloyalty to you. So this is a really strong reading. Definitely didn't know it was going to go this way. So let's keep going and see what comes out. Wow. So with the Ten of Swords as well, they were very calculated in their moves. Could have used a third party. They could have had a karmic involved in actually taking you out, bringing you down. So for example, like, they could have been working with someone to come in and persuade you to give them a chance, but it was ultimately to go against you in loyalty. So that's only going to resonate for a few of you. This person sees you as stable, though. It's like no matter what tactic they threw at you, you overcame it and you continue to reach for your dreams. And I think it's something that's driving these disloyal people nuts. Wow, Nine of Wands. You might want to check out this short reading I just did earlier. It literally signified with this reading. So you're on a solo mission. You're about to head somewhere very significant. And for some of you, it really makes sense. It's like true colors needed to be shown because not everyone deserves a spot with you where you're headed next. And for a lot of you, you needed to be okay with going it alone, you know, because not only have you grown tremendously, but now you can withstand this if anyone ever tried to put you in this position again, right? Someone you love or care about the most tries to drop you or make your whole world come crashing down, leave you feeling stuck. It's not going to happen because you've been there, done that. You conquered this lesson. So congratulations, Divine Feminine. If you know you just went through this and you're like, yeah, I'll never go back to that person. You'll choose you every time. Congratulations. You learned the lesson. And so it's like moving forward, you'll be able to get out of those situations, at least when it comes to love. Now, I feel like otherwise there's other like disloyalties going on here. For some of you, you could have even went to school, for example, with like, say, your siblings or a cousin, something like this, right? And I feel like growing up, this was also always like an issue for you. I feel like it could have been specific people that tried to block you no matter what you were doing. It's almost like this too, like you're someone of the light, right? So you were very much empathic and there towards others. But then you could have literally had a cousin who was just like, you're a leader, okay? Whoever's listening, Divine Feminine, you are a leader. And people in your family or people around you that were disloyal to you growing up or friends, they're all followers. And I feel like you didn't learn this until they all stabbed you in the back, right? Look at this picture here specifically. 5 of them in reverse reaching for the light. So people that all went against you, just for some sort of appraisal, some sort of approval. And I'm feeling like if this was younger days, it's like when you're in school, everyone just wants to be on top, right? They want to be the coolest. They want to be the boss of everyone else. But in reality, it's like the true winners don't act like that whatsoever, right? They lead by example. They do their own thing. Now, what the problem was here, a hard lesson, you've been taught this even since you were like, as young as like 10 years old. It's like, it started this young, you know, maybe even 6, 7 years old. You had cousins or siblings, someone who betrayed your loyalty, took from you. And for others of you, just lied on you, or for some of you, it's like they just totally went against you for others they were involved with, right? This person didn't know any better. And I feel like it's really sad because maybe back then you did have someone that still was loyal to you, that stood up for you. And it's because of this like other person standing up for you that you were able to differentiate that even a kid, like, you know, say you're both kids at the time, they were betraying your loyalty, right? And this is how you had to learn it. For some of you, really young age, you could have had to learn that people have their own motives at the end of the day. So with the moon, you could have been dealing with a Pisces as well. A lot of secrets. Could have been a lot of past family betrayals, or even just like illusions. And you know what it was? Because people see you of the light. They see you as someone who stands true no matter what. And people are drawn to that. So we're going to get a few more cards, but I really feel like for some of you, you could be a Virgo, a Leo. You could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn as well with the Pentacle energy, Aries, Leo, Sag, or a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And then if not, you definitely have at least one of those signs that was the disloyal person that you had to go through this cycle with. Now, I just heard from Spirit, for some of y'all, you're so freaked out by this person or how they did you wrong. You're like, you're not dealing with that sign anymore. Could be a particular sign, right, of this person. Or for some of you, wow. Spirit just said, like, for example, some of you, particularly in this lifetime, have only had reoccurring problems with either an air sign or a fire sign. And so it's kind of got you turned off from this sign in particular for some of you. Look at that. 6 of Swords. Lack of loyalty. You could have also been the type when you grew up, you know, you were like the good looking friend, but not the best looking friend. You had a friend that was a little bit better looking than you, possibly. This won't resonate for everyone. But say that's the case, and then every time you had a partner come around, you know, you could be the best looking friend. There you go. But even if you were or weren't, right? You know how sometimes you just like, I feel like this happens for every divine feminine, or if not, you've dated someone and literally just saw this somewhere. I was like, so true. It was like a meme on Instagram. But it's so true, because it's like, have you ever been the friend where your man or new person gets around and then they want that person instead? I feel like you guys have been through it. You've been through every which way you can have had your loyalty betrayed. For some of you, it goes as far as people really taking like jabs at your character, though, trying to bring you down as a person. And wow, the worst way possible is a lot of people have tried to stop you from having blessings, financial opportunities. Now, whoever's listening to this right now, just know that whatever is meant for you is truly meant for you, and not a soul can take that away except for Divine himself. All right, so you do you. Don't let anyone stop you. Don't let anyone make you feel like they are trying to take your success, because ultimately, it's just toxic. I feel like this was a huge lesson for you to wake up that anyone who was disloyal to you didn't deserve a seat in where you're headed next. And for a lot of you, these people, they're just going to continue to take from you and deceive you and lie to you. So this is why you've been fully taken away from them. Also, because for some of you, these people tried to take your light from you. They really tried to drain who you were as a person, to try and make you feel like where you're headed isn't possible, or it isn't doable, you know, because they broke you. But all these lessons, all they did, these people don't realize, it's like they were part of Divine's plan to make you strong and make you level up as high as you can go. And for a lot of them, the karma, wow, the world when I split the deck with the moon, right? So they thought they betrayed you, but really their illusions, betrayals, and disloyalty They just brought your world in for you. Divine Feminine. These people literally just brought your good karma for some of you. Of course, if you know you're sitting on the other side, don't be sitting there making this your story. But for a lot of you, someone you dated specifically, 2 of you didn't work out. Ever since then, they've tried to stop you from being financially successful. You could have a small business. You could be doing your own thing. And it's like this person, for a lot of you, could and should have no idea about it. So the fact that they do, they're stalking you. So they're already setting themselves up for failure. They don't realize this, right? Like, say you have a channel or you have a social media or something, and they're sitting there and watching it and harassing you. And you're just King of Pentacles doing your solo mission. For some of you, you could have a pet, a companion, or otherwise it just shows you're a lone wolf. You're okay with building that coin and being on your own, right? And ultimately, this person's getting themselves stuck in an illusion, because the more people they tell to about what you're doing or all this, the more the illusions they cast around them are just being put down. Like, they're being shown for what they are, and this person, their disloyalty is really coming out. For a lot of you, tower moment for this person and new start for you. And it's really beautiful to see, because with this new start comes some sense of freedom. And if you notice in the depiction, she's got the amethyst in her hand. So with amethyst, it's calming, it's tranquility, and it's peaceful, right? So life is about to be very peaceful for you. New beginnings, away from these disloyal people that ultimately tried to leave you feeling less than, or leave you feeling like you couldn't have this new world of cycles that you're trying to bring in for yourself. If this is resonating, let's get those likes up. And I really do appreciate everyone tuned in. Just know that you're about to come into some sort of victory. It's something you're really passionate about. And for some of you, your good karma is you're going to get the most loyal MF ever. Like, the most loyal partner of your life is going to come in, right? Because you deserve that. You deserve it after all these family, friends, relationships betrayed you. For some of you, like, okay, these past people you dated could have been so shifty that, like, wow, we just had 2228 on the clock. So 222 for someone there in the year 2022. How fitting, right? But yeah, for some of you, you dated people in the past that were so disloyal, they would either like have the audacity to text others under your roof that you paid the bills for while they were committed to you. And for others of you, they actually had the audacity to have other people in your house that you paid the bills. Now, for others of you, look at that. They don't want me to speak. The cards just fell. This person doesn't want me to spill their dirty secrets of how they did you wrong. They don't need anyone to know. Because, see, so far this person, specifically, especially if you went through a divorce with this person, they've got everyone thinking that they are the one in the right, that you did them wrong, that you deserved this disloyalty from them. And ultimately, that's not true at all. If you're watching Divine Feminine, you know that that wasn't true, right? That was a tough lesson to learn. Thank you so much for the donation. So with this 8 of Pentacles in reverse, it's crazy because it just really signifies that with this new moon cycle, or maybe even multiple moon cycles, everyone that occurred, the more the illusion was cast off you and the more you became aware of how disloyal this person was. It's like, too, look at you. You could have been at home, Divine Feminine, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the house. And this person was out betraying you, having new starts with others. For a lot of you, too, this person could have had a home somewhere else, a whole family. And you could have not even been aware of it. Or if not, it's like you had the family with them and this other karmic that they dealt with had no idea that they had a family with you. For a lot of you, it took years for you to see that this person was always just a page of wands. They never changed. They never got better. They never evolved and grew in the relationship like you did, you know? Because by no means is anyone perfect in relationships, but it takes accountability and growth to make a relationship work, right? Respect, love, and this person, and loyalty. This person didn't respect you. They were loyal to all the wrong people. This person was loyal to opportunity. They were loyal to some sort of gain. I feel like this person too, if they left you and you two split, it's like, okay, you two were either the same age or a couple years apart. They could have purposely now dated someone way younger than you to offend you, to try and make you feel less than. This person is so calculated. People don't see that, but you saw that. That's why you left. And for a lot of you, you leaving and choosing you, the world is coming, divine femme. The world's coming. Because I feel like for a lot of you too, you didn't wish disloyalty on this person. You didn't do any of that backstabbing, betrayal. You truly wish this person the best, wish them love and light, and you healed. You moved on, right? You moved forward. And by you doing this, it's literally like you're going to get your most loyal person that matches that energy, that vibe that you have to offer, because that's what you deserve. That's your good karma. Now, of course, if you're on the opposite end, don't make that shoe fit, right? But for a lot of you, feel like it's going to resonate that way, that's how you learned that you were disloyal, or sorry, you were loyal to all the wrong people that were disloyal to you. While you sat at home and took care of the family, the house, kids for some of you. Wow, and this person went out and partied. This person could have told you they had to leave to go on work trips too. Could have been dealing with a cancer, or if not, this person was dealing with a cancer on the side. Four of Wands. Someone they could just go party with, let loose. It was like a one-time thing, turned into a multiple-time thing, was never talked about, right? For some of you, that's how you learned their disloyalty. You were at home wondering where this person was, wondering why they ignored your calls, why they came home really late. For some of you, sometimes they came home and they smelled like booze. I just heard from spirit guides, and you just wondered what was the correlation there when they told you they were at work, or, you know, they were with their family. And meanwhile, this person's lying to you, coming home smelling like booze in the middle of the night. Or for some of you, not even coming home at all. For some of you, you lived with this person and you didn't hear from them for days. They would just go ghost. And you could have been in a marriage with this person. And this is how you had to learn the disloyalty, the really hard way. You could be a Taurus, or you could be dealing with one as well. But Hierophant really signifies marriage, long-lasting commitments, that promise of unity, right? And you made that promise to this person. And this person wanted you to feel like you didn't have the world, you know? For some of you too, they didn't want you to get pregnant. Like, say the two of you were like married, they didn't want that. They could have also been out there giving to other relationships as well. For some of you, this person went as far as to get someone else pregnant, and this is how you found out the disloyalty existed. And I'm hearing worst case scenario for some of you, this person, you two have split. They still don't even have the respect or the loyalty to tell you, Divine Feminine, the truth. So a lot of you had to walk away and choose you. And for some of you that have kids, it was really hard to do because you had to explain to those kids what's happening. And for some of you, you know, you didn't know how to explain that. How do you explain that? That your person doesn't want to step up and be the responsible family man, family woman that they're supposed to be. And meanwhile, too, it's like if you have kids, this is a very specific message. They watch you work, clean, take care of the house, do it all by yourself. right? And depending on their ages, I mean, it doesn't take long for kids even to catch on too. For some of you, there was so many illusions and secrets. It's like this person lived a double life. For others of you, this was a friend or a family member who wanted to stop you from moving forward in your life. For some of you, they knew you wanted to make a big move, take a big leap of faith, or into a new opportunity, into a new job. And they wanted to do anything they could to stop that. It's like, especially, wow, if it was a love interest or family. 3 of Swords in reverse, Hangman in reverse, could have been dealing with a Pisces. Could have been a past love interest as well. But they saw that you were really passionate about whatever this is you're working on in your life. And so this person tried really hard to stop you from being victorious, like from moving forward. So this is really messed up. Pisces energy again, double moon. And that's what I feel like you said when you realized, for some of you, wow, thank you, Spirit. You didn't even really know this person. Person and you may have had a conversation. 1, 2. Maybe you just met quickly. This person grew like obsessed with you, but wasn't loyal to you. So it's almost like, how does this even make sense, right? This person has codependency behaviors and an inability to commit. They're only loyal to themselves, right? Page of Wands. It's like they'll offer you a commitment, an offer, and then offer it to the same person the next day. For some of you, this is definitely an Aries, Leo, Sag. There could have also been an Aries, Leo, Sag in the mix as well. If you knew this was a third party situation, could have been that this person was also dealing with a fire sign. But this person's just a very passionate person. It's like, overall, whoever you were dealing with that was betraying you when it comes to a love connection, they don't really think about who they hurt. They just kind of think about how it feels in the moment, right? How their heart feels, how their adrenaline's pumping, how they're excited to betray you. Look at that. So for a lot of you, 10 of Cups, like you two had the world together. You were about to have a long-lasting commitment together, and this person, they didn't want that. They might have not ever told you that, but they didn't want that, at least not with you. And this person did everything they can to break your heart, to make you feel like you didn't deserve it. But what they didn't realize is you do deserve it, and all this taught you was this incredible lesson of self-love and strength, like immense strength. Welcome everyone just tuning in. I hope this is resonating for you. Let's get those likes up, and we're going to keep going, see if there's a few more messages here. This so far has a lot to do with a love interest, but I was picking up on other energy, right? It's like growing up, it was someone close to you, someone you thought you could count on that ultimately betrayed you, left you out in the cold for other options. I feel like this was a group of friends too. Definitely. So it's like, okay, you could have been doing something, people thought it was cool, and then all of a sudden one person decided to be some sort of troublemaker or disloyal to you, right? Maybe you didn't even know this person, and it literally took away every cup you had. It made people look at you differently. This was another way you learned a hard lesson of disloyalty, but it's almost like this person didn't even deserve your loyalty to them, you know? Like, you didn't really even know them or do anything, and you wouldn't ever do that to these people that were kept putting you through these opportunities to betray you. Look at that. Page of Swords. They wanted you to feel so stuck in your head that you couldn't make a move. For some of you, these people actually tried to take away dreams of yours. I mean, we only have one word for those type of people. Awful. If you're on my channel, it's so funny. So before we were doing this reading, I like to connect with my spirit guides, and I'm like, seriously, you want me to do this reading today? Because I'm like, can't everyone just want everyone to win in the world? You know what I mean? Like, why is there jealousy and hate and disloyalty and bringing people down? I think personally, everyone should want to see everyone succeed in the world. But of course, then this is me, the empath, and, you know, my spirit guide literally said, yeah, but not everyone thinks like that, right? But, you know, I feel like for some of you, this was a lesson to learn as well. You know, I feel like whoever's watching this Divine Feminine, you're not going out there trying to backstab people, betray them, and be disloyal to them. And over, certain people have shown you that that's all they are to you. And that's all they ever will be. And for some of you, this could be even like close family members you've known your entire life. 10 to 20 to 30 years, 40 years. And you're having to choose to stay away from them because they're nothing but disloyal to you. And I feel like for some of you, you're just so strong of the light that this is why this reading is for you to hear, because as much as it's hard to grasp that fact, sometimes people can't come with you in your journey. They just can't. And for a lot of you, you're about to experience some sort of blessing or, you know, level up for learning this tough lesson. And like I said, for being able to stand alone, that's going to really help you in the long run, because if this ever occurs again in your new setup with a new love or new people in your life that do this again, you're going to know the cues, the red flags to look for, and exactly when to exit, and you'll have the strength to not even think twice about doing it the same way you might have grown up, like growing up, or, you know, if it was a love interest. You could have been married to this person for 10, 15 years, right? Before you finally had the strength to say, okay, this person isn't changing. And if you don't leave and change, then they're going to keep the two of you stuck. And if you did that, like, that takes immense strength to be able to do that. And you should just really applaud yourself, because you learned the hardest lesson, and now expect those loyal relationships. Because now it's like, too, you're not going to spend 5-10 years having disloyal friends or family or love relationships, right? If someone shows you their true colors and their true nature, you're not going to give them 10-20 chances anymore. You're going to say, okay, you choose you, right? And you walk away. And for some of you, Spirit had to show you through like the toughest lessons, if that makes sense, right? The toughest betrayals. This could have even been family trying to plot on you. Maybe they were all trying to kind of like ghost you or outcast you in some sort of way. And I feel like it was all just based on one person's disloyalty to you. But what's the difference with you, Divine Feminine, and a lot of these people, right? You're a leader. And these people like to follow. So they didn't question what someone who was disloyal to you was saying to them. Whereas they should have came to you and said, hey, this is being said about you. But you know what happened with that lesson? The people that knew and didn't come forward to you, they also showed their disloyalty to you. So for some of you, it might have been a big slap in the face almost, right? At once, like getting all these people showing their true colors based on one person's disloyalty. Especially if it's a community, a friend group, or a family. Because those can be the toughest, because you've got a lot of people that you could count on for emotional support or some sort of form of loyalty, just to realize it was never there. Look at that. And for a lot of you, Divine Femme, a lot of these people just didn't even let you know what this person did to you or how disloyal they were to you. And that's the sad thing, because these people could have known, like say it was a family member specific. Other family members of yours knew this person was betraying you, and they never stopped it. They never told you. They never came forward. They never tried to stop it. So they also showed their own disloyalty to you as well, which really made you feel like, wow, you know, especially if it's been a number of years and you can look back at this situation and see it for what it is. If it's been a number of years, I'm sure a few of these people have tried to make their comeback and apologize. And if not, it's like there's at least one person in particular who wants to apologize. But we're going to have to get a few more cards to see if they're going to come forward and actually do so. Wow, okay, that's a lot of cards. But look at that, 4 wands came out in reverse again. So that really just signifies the fact that for some of you, this definitely had to do with either a group of people you used to socialize with or a love interest who has now decided that they're not settling with anyone. They're kind of out there dating and being disloyal to, it looks like, everyone. So not a good look to be in. Please remember, these are collective general readings, so we'll see what else comes out. Only take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Okay, so look at this. We've got the 10 of Wands in reverse. High Priestess, yeah. So initially, you were shown signs of this person's either deceitful ways, disloyalty, stuff like this. But for some of you, you have such big hearts. You're very empathic. You chose to ignore the signs, the red flags. So for a lot of you, it took a really serious tower moment or betrayal in order for you to see how disloyal this person was. And just remember, I am just the reader conveying the message. But the message here is really heavy, that Spirit's saying they showed you a few times who this person was. And your love and loyalty for this person allowed you to look past it, to overlook what they were doing, until it wasn't able to happen like that anymore, right? There was no other way to see it but them being completely disloyal, dishonest, and for some of you, just downright betraying you. The funny thing is, though, this person for a while tried to make you see things other than what they were. And this could have really messed with you, your chakras, your feeling of being aligned and in tune with your intuition and your passions, your inhibitions. This person wanted to drain you of that energy to make you feel stuck. If it was a family member or a friend specifically, this is the case. And especially if it was like a past marriage partner, like someone you were committed to. Because they were out having fun with their friends, dating, playing the field, and trying to make you think whatever you felt was happening, which I feel like for a lot of you, your intuition showed you glimpses of what this person was doing, how they could have maybe, I just heard from Spirit, they could have slipped up once or twice, right? They could have said the wrong thing. They could have had something obvious that showed you they were lying, 4242 on the live, and then all of a sudden, boom, this person was trying to convince you that your intuition was off. But in reality, Spirit's saying, if you got a really harsh wake-up call that this person was disloyal, they gave you about 3 or 4 warning signs first before they gave you the big tower moment of this person's betrayal. But now you've learned the lessons. You've completed the cycles, and you deserve that. So congratulations. You deserve all the good stuff that's coming your way for letting go of anyone who was disloyal to you. And especially if it came to a love interest in particular with the 2 of Cups, or someone who tried to take a love interest from you. 2 strong messages there. You could be a Leo, you could be a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, you could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and we've got Aries, Leo, Sag double here as well. So we've got all the signs. So before we get some messages from your person, because I definitely feel like this was at least 2 people for you. I feel like it was so many people. But Spirit, so you'll notice in the title, it says almost all the wrong people, right? So let's get to the good stuff. If you noticed earlier, I was saying, that's so funny because that just clicked in for me now. Spirit was saying, like when you were younger and you had a family or friend betray you, you had someone in your corner. You also had someone who was always there for you and always guiding you. For some of you, this was someone older than you. This could have been a grandmother, a grandfather, someone you really looked up to. Because like, I feel like for a lot of you, you could even have had a lot of betrayals from your own like mother or father. But then it's like this person was the unconditional love that you always needed growing up. So beautiful. 4444 was just on the reading when I said that. So yeah, it could have maybe not been a grandmother, grandfather. If not, it was someone older than you that you looked at like a mom or a dad, like someone really who helped guide you on your path. And for some of you, it wasn't even anyone in your family at all. And this is what showed you too, that not only like family isn't all that's loyal, right? Because I feel like for a lot of you, your family betrayed you. Meanwhile, this person who wasn't your family really was there for you when everyone else tried to take away your light. Now, for a lot of you, this is going to be a tough message to hear, but some of your family or past lovers are definitely more drawn to the darker side of life. They have not evolved. And I feel like it's something you started to learn, especially if you know they're out drinking and partying or acting low vibrational, non-committal. For a lot of you, you had to get away from that energy. I'm even hearing you could have had like a huge spiritual awakening where almost like you just knew from divine, like you've got divine that always has your back. You know, God's always going to be there for you. And for others of you, if that you aren't super spiritual in that sense, that doesn't resonate. You just knew that you had like a higher power or, you know, your angels, your spirit team really looking out for you, for your best interests. And that's absolutely true because all these other people are trying to manifest your downfall. Could have been dealing with a Capricorn specifically. That could have been the disloyal person, either the family member or the lover. For others of you, it was a Leo or a Pisces. They didn't want your blessings to come in for you to feel like you actually had a good thing going for you in life. I mean, just really heavy energy. I'm sorry that this is even a message for y'all. Just know that that's not happening. It's almost like, look at that. You're being sent so much light and spiritual activation to your third eye in order for you to overcome and have the strength that you need to see through anyone who is disloyal to you moving forward. Wow. So, you know, in the past, it was like someone tried to be disloyal to you for them to have their own fresh start. It's your turn. You get this rebirth. You get this new start. You get this new world coming in. So Spirit's saying trust where you're being guided. You might want to check out, I did a reading. It's a short reading, maybe 10, 11 minutes earlier today. Said someone's being guided on a new adventure, a new path. So that could definitely clue in with that reading if you feel like you are being divinely guided away from these disloyal people. But yeah, Spirit wants you to realize there is one loyal person in your life right now who you can trust. Because I feel like for some of you, you've maybe tried to like literally cut everyone out because of so many disloyal people. And it's like there are a few, at least one. And for some of you, there's a few people in your corner, you know? So really just know that Spirit's going to give you the intuition needed to make sure that you make the right call. So they don't want you to feel like you need to hide away from people or that you can't open up to anyone. And like I said, this one like mentor or someone who's always guided you. And for some of you, it's been since you were younger. They're in your corner. They're absolutely in your corner. They want to see you succeed. And I feel like for some of you, what the problem is it's like this loyal person to you is connected. Excuse me, I had the hiccups there. Connected to this disloyal person. So with this disloyal person, this is why you're so distant to this loyal person. Maybe you know they're loyal to you, but you know they're loyal to the other side as well. And you feel like you just have to walk on eggshells, right? Or keep certain things to yourself, your next moves to yourself. For some of you, you just want to get away from these disloyal people and just really have a fresh start. And I feel like, you know, if any of those people knew, they would stop you from manifesting this. So some of you almost are aware you have to keep this to yourself, right? And if you feel like that's the point too, like that you're being guided to do so, even away from this person who is loyal to you, trust what you're being shown. You're being protected from these kind of energies right now and drawn away from them so that when your blessings come in, No one can take them from you. And for some of you, why you're being asked to not, let the details of your next move be shown is because those people do want to block your manifestations. Those disloyal people to you. They see you as the light. They see you as someone who shines no matter what is thrown their way. And I feel like for some of you, especially if these people are of the darkness, they just can't fathom it. They can't even stand it. That you seem to also, it's like they try and cast, these disloyal people, they try and cast some sort of judgment call on you themselves. And then it always overcomes you. And they're like, how can this be? Like they cast you out to the stormy waters, showed you how disloyal they can be and how did you survive? And you know why? Because Divine Feminine, you know, as much as everyone tuned in this reading, unless you're the cross watcher and maybe you just need to hear this message, you're not out there casting judgment days, even on the people disloyal to you. Nope. And this is why they aren't working, because the only person you know that can cast the judgment on any of us is divine. So while these people create traps and disillusions for you and betrayals for you, they're creating karma for themselves and a victory for you. They're automatically pushing that wheel up and giving you a free ride to the top of the Ferris wheel. I mean, that's what they don't realize, right? These disloyal people. Top of the Ferris wheel, the best view when all the lights are on at night and it feels like a 1 in a million moment. That's what these people are about to give you. Wow. Knight of Wands. Follow this passion, whatever you're working on right now. For all this disloyalty too, you are about to shine so freaking bright because people tried to make you like dimmed, right? But you can't be dimmed because you're not trying to do this to anyone. And like I said, if you're tuned into my readings, you know here as a collective, we want everyone to succeed. Anyone who tries to block someone else's blessings ultimately is blocking their own abundance. So really beautiful message for you. Someone needs to hear that. You've been loyal to all the wrong people, but they just brought in some sort of level up for you, some sort of blessing, and some sort of life lesson. It's almost like your ancestors and spirit guides are proud of you because you not only took this lesson and took it like a champ, but you also made it come out, you know, in such a classy, like graceful, the way you handled it is what they're saying. It was graceful. Much more graceful than people expected you to be, like a fallen angel, right? And you were saved from grace by your angels. Really beautiful. And I never say this in my readings, but honestly, amen. Because if you went through this, you deserve that. You deserve this blessing. You deserve this unstuckness from people trying to block you from making your world your own. So for some of you too, maybe you have your own spiritual beliefs. Maybe you are very much so on your own path, right? You walk to the sound of your own music. It doesn't bother you what anyone thinks of you, whatever way you're going. And for some of you, this is why these disloyal people were there as well. They wanted to see if they could break down your belief system, see if they could break down who you were as a person. For some of you, wow. So I've never noticed the imagery very up close on this image. For some of you, this person wanted you to like not be okay. This person wanted you to be so depressed that you did something silly. And for a lot of you, you really overcame that. Could have been up to 5 people as well that wanted to see your downfall. All those people are about to wreak karma. Anyone who tried to bring you down or to see you fall, yeah, Spirit said it's not happening. Like, that's not happening. No one is allowed to come here and decide to put anyone else's life or how they think it should go in their own hands. That's not how the world works. So it's like anyone who did that to you wanted you to feel so depressed and down like you couldn't move. Or for some of you, just like that you didn't even deserve to keep going. Their judgment day is coming. So just know that you didn't deserve that. A lot of people wanted you to feel so depressed that you were unable to work, unable to manifest. It's like, okay, for some of you, you just went through a really difficult separation or even divorce. So all you have to do is like, you don't have anything, right? So you had to start over. You need to start from scratch here. These people are trying to block you from just getting by, from being okay in your life. And this is where divine's coming in saying, no, no, no. Like these people literally wanted you to be in your head and feel like you're never going to be able to get out of the maze that they cast you in, right? We just had 5-5 on the reading, 505. So with this, really interesting because it's 5 of swords in my hand, 6 of swords. Yeah, so this person literally, they wanted you to have such anxiety and to feel so trapped in your head that even though you knew you had to work in order to move forward, you were unable to do so. So this could have been a love interest or a family member. They wanted you to feel so trapped in your head. So maybe this person betrayed you in some sort of way. They stopped you from manifesting something. They made you feel like, too, you didn't want to show yourself in the world. It's like you could feel lately like you needed to either hide who you were or like, say, for example, you were putting yourself out there on a platform. This person wanted to make you feel like you shouldn't do that. Don't worry. Judgment's coming because I don't see any of my divine feminines out there doing that to anyone else. So really beautiful energy for you to know that the wheel is about to turn. For a lot of you, it was a past lover. So that's the second time now that the Lovers has come out and in reverse. So with it in reverse, could have been dealing with a Gemini as well, who was specifically trying to stop you from manifesting and moving forward. This was either a lover or a friend, or not even a friend, more like a frenemy, or maybe even someone you just didn't even know. Just wanted to block you from having a successful life. And wow, for some of you, if this was like an acquaintance or someone you didn't know and you know it was also 56 on the live, a feminine energy, this person wanted you to feel left out in the cold, like you were unable to manifest this dream for yourself. And ultimately, it just did that for them. And if it hasn't come in yet, this is what they're headed towards. Because they tried to harness your energy and claim it as their own. And ultimately, they literally worked for the devil by trying to harness your energy and take your dreams. They worked for the wrong side. So this person doesn't realize, especially too, if you didn't like retaliate or anything against anyone who was disloyal to you, you just kept it pushing, kept moving forward. Now this person, whoever is disloyal to you, it's all they think about. How they wish these things upon you, and now they're depressed. And now I think for some of them, it's like their spirit team's just trying to wake them up that you can't send out that energy to people. It's not right. It's not fair. And for some of them, like they were in this whole like, for some of them, they were narcissists. Let's just say that. They had this whole complex that they got to choose people's outcomes, how it was going to go. For some of you, is as far as this person wanted to choose who was happy in the world and who wasn't. Who saw happy days and who didn't. But Spirit came in real quick to put an end to that. For some of you, this person is really just like waking up to the fact that the way they treated you is ultimately what's created them to have a stagnancy in their life. No blessings have come this person's way in a long time. I feel like say for example, you were specifically trying to start a dream. Like say you were a musician or a comedian or even something in the public eye. It's like this person could have tried to ruin your image or your name. Specifically just be super disloyal to you. And for some of you, you didn't even really know this person. And I feel like they did it in order to gain some sort of victory. They thought they were going to take your new start as their own, right? Well, for a bit, it may have worked, or an illusion that was painted to them. They think they're winning, right? They could slowly be trying to dress like you, act like you, or for others of you, this person could have slowly manifested a few of the things you were doing. Now, the problem what this person doesn't realize what is built on a false foundation ultimately comes crashing down. Tower moments. It's going to come to an end. So this person, if this is like a friend or someone you know, Divine Femme, that did this to you, not even a friend for some of you, just someone jealous who wanted your energy, it's about to come crashing down because this person tried to literally slander you or even like mimic everything you did in order for them to gain some sort of gain off it. For some of you, it's like you worked in an office with someone, right? And they literally could have taken your work or your ideas. Say you work in an advertising company, they just keep saying they took your work or your ideas and tried to make it their own. And like for a bit, maybe the boss promoted them, gave them a raise, picked them over you. But soon it's about to come out because it's like, well, they didn't, make sure all their backs were covered. They either told someone that they've been copying you, or it's like one of their best friends is like, okay, well, obviously, like, look at this, the 2 and 2 together. I mean, and then it's just going to be that this person is obviously going to be seen for what they are, right? So, wow, it's just crazy because for some of you, I'm hearing like, okay, so say, for example, you were someone who is a musician. You could have specifically went on a trip, 10101 on the live. You could have specifically went on a trip, right? You were manifesting this new beginning for yourself. You could have been at a live event, a concert or something. Now, this person saw what you were doing and they wanted that life for themselves. So what a normal Divine Feminine would do in this scenario, they would work for it, right? They would get out there, devise their own plan and work for it. But instead, this person devised a master plan to literally just say one thing to slander or ruin who you were in order for them to take your spot. Now, the problem is they planned this for a while. So when the fish got to biting, the fish swarmed the little piece of food, They were like, oh, this is it. This is it. But then once the food was gone, everyone could see what this person did, right? And this is what's about to happen to this karmic. Love the hand motions. I think that was going with the fish there. Oh my gosh. But everyone's about to see what this karmic specifically did to you. I feel like for some of you, they tried to take a love interest from you or slander to that person. For some of you, they literally tried to take a job from you. And for others of you, you had a promotion, you were doing really good. So this person tried to like slow it down to stop it. And ultimately, all it did was bring in this new cycle of changes for you. So we're going to get to the final scenario because we've got the lover, the friend, and now, boom, the family member. Final scenario. We're going to get more detailed reading for those of you. It could be one of those scenarios. It could have been all three. You could be sitting there listening right now being like, it was literally all three with the F, I can't do that snap thing, pardon me. But, yeah, ultimately, look at that. They didn't want you to be seen or recognized for the talents that you have. For a lot of you, you're in the public. You're noted in the public eye. And this person tried to block you from achieving any sort of success. And the sad thing is, too, like I said, depends on your scenario. But, everyone's got a different story. For some of you, it could be as bad as you just got out of an abusive relationship. You're trying to rebuild your life, trying to maybe get enough money to get away from this person with your new job. Or for others of you, maybe you're just really focused on creating this new life now that you've gotten away from these disloyal people, right? That just took from you. And it's like this friend or person in particular, I feel like they don't even know any of that, but they're just so preoccupied with taking from you that this is going to cause a huge tower moment for them. Because Divine gave you this plan, right? Divine knows what you went through before you got to where you are right now. And this is the ultimate thing. Whenever anyone else tries to cast some sort of judgment, they will receive judgment from Divine, because ultimately that's the only person who should be casting any sort of judgment. And you're allowed to judge yourself. Absolutely. You could say, okay, you didn't make the best decision there and you want this to change. But nowhere in life were we granted permission to judge others. And you know, it's funny, a few people just clicked off when I said that. Karmics who do not want to hear it. I'm sorry, but I got to tell it how it is. No one is allowed to cast judgments on other people, y'all. When you do that, ultimately, when you're that disloyal to someone who has been loyal towards you, especially, nonetheless, you're casting your own judgment instantly. So let's get a few more clarifiers on this final message here. Wow. So Magician. For you, this could be a Pisces. Person sees you manifesting. Ultimately, this person does not want to see you outgrow them. For a lot of you, this person loves your loyalty, loves how passionate you are towards them in this connection. And this has to do with family, right? So they plan on keeping you stuck as long as possible. We have more Pisces energy. Knight of Wands, we've got Aries, Leo, Sag as well. So this particular family member, they have done something recently to really like cause you to be stuck. It's going to be different for each of you what this could be because it's a very particular message. But what I'm feeling like is this person has done something to take away your options, to leave your options limited. However that could be possible for you, you're already aware. If you're not yet, Spirit's trying to show you to wake you up. You will have alternate solutions because what's this person doing, right? Casting judgment where judgment is not meant to be cast by them. So ultimately, anytime that they try to block your blessings or your light from coming in, it's like you're going to receive little blessings and little things and you're going to be like, Spirit, where'd that come from? Well, it just shows you, you know, someone out there, one of your enemies did you wrong and wished the wrong thing on you and you did the right thing, right? So truly a way to look at karma. Anyone who is trying to block anyone in the world's happy days from coming into them is ultimately going to receive judgment themselves from the Most High. And I feel like that's really the lesson that you learned here. If you didn't already know that lesson, maybe for a lot of you, you know, you were loyal to these people, these situations, lovers, family, friends, and some of them could have been disloyal to you and you felt like there was nothing that happened, but it's not for anyone to decide, right? And that's what you got to learn. You let go and you move forward. We're going to get an angel message real quick. If this is resonating, please get those likes up and let's finish the reading here. You share a close connection with animals. Some of you are able to fully understand their emotions as you share a close bond with them. So wow, I just heard from Spirit, some of you right now, after all this disloyalty, you're okay just hanging out at home with your puppies or kitties, whatever you may got. For some of you, you may have a bunny. Meditation will bring you the clarity needed. It says, if you're currently feeling blocked, clear your mind and try connecting with your angels. Absolutely. So some of you right now are really being guided to do some sort of form of meditation to regain some clarity. Like for some of you, this also, I just got this message, even though you do have someone who's loyal for you, for a lot of you, it's going to be like a grandparent or someone elder that is loyal to you. But for a very select few of you, it will also be this person that betrayed you. And that's going to be a really hard thing for you to fathom. And I feel like that is part of the lessons as well. Like this person could have either just like talked really badly about you to others, or like they visit your house to kind of get a rapport, to communicate to the other disloyal people to you. And for some of you, it's just like this person will purposely do things so that they can say something about you and your disloyalty to them. But ultimately, it's all like part of a plan. So whale and orca elders, let's get the background meaning on that. It's such a beautiful message. And then we'll do lifting the veil because I feel like someone needs to hear this. Time to lift that veil. Time to realize who is loyal, who is not. And even if it's family, got to walk away, Spirit's saying. Otherwise, it's going to be more of a tower moment each time you refuse to learn the lesson of these people's disloyalty. For some of you, these lessons of disloyalty have come in very odd ways, Spirit's saying. Okay, so we've got it here. It says whale and orca elders. The whale and orca elders are benevolent cosmic beings here to anchor a frequency of love onto the planet. So this is you guys. To harmonize it with their song as they weave around the oceans, they do so more than any of us know. Their physical presence affects Earth's magnetic field, and their harmonics call us to wake up and remember our own soul's song. Looking into the eye of a whale is something you'll never forget. Whales see into your very being, and in an instant you've changed forever. Wow, so true. Have you ever seen a video of that? Whales are so beautiful. We're definitely going to do a whale spirit animal after this, but let's finish this meaning here. So it says, they see beyond the physical, the woundings, the identity, the personality, the story. They see right into your soul. If you pull this card, you're being called to surrender to your deepest truth and share it with potency. To bow to who you truly are, absolutely divine femme. To stretch your heart wide enough to hold it all. To leave those fears, doubts, and baggage at the door. To question any part of you that doesn't feel enough. Oh my gosh, I'm so funny. You guys aren't here, but I was like, at the door. Leave it behind you. So it says the whale and orca elders want you to give others the privilege of seeing now who you truly are, and for you to be seen the same in other beings. To drop your hang-ups and personality flaws, get busy revealing the unique note of your soul, and get ready to sing. Allow this song that echoes in the four chambers of your heart to emanate in all four directions. Peel back the layers of suffering and pain and reveal to others your soul's true song, and endeavor to see the soul of all those you meet. So that's beautiful. For some of you out there, if you know you're inclined with music and you make music or something, this is definitely a message that is your life purpose. I feel like Spirit just put that right in my head. That's only going to be for one or two of you. But if you know that all these times of disloyalty in this, you've been able to really express that in music or song or feeling inclined to do so, this is your sign to do so. To lift that veil, to speak your truth. And I feel like for some of you, like you're loyal to the wrong people in the sense that you're holding back so much of who you are and what you've been through for these people that betrayed you over and over and over again. So it's now time to speak your truth and not worry about those people that were disloyal to you. Now, lifting the veil, loves. Let's get the definition on this one because it's really important. I really hope this is resonating for you because for some of you, it's like you're still being loyal to these people. You may have walked away. You may not be communicating. But by not sharing your story, by feeling like you can't speak your truth, that in itself is still letting them win, right? Letting them exert that control over you. So lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. Things aren't always as they seem. Okay, so things aren't always as they seem. We're going to flip that around there. We'll read this one right after. This era is one of uncovering mistruths so that we can remember ancient truths. Everything is in a state of recall and realignment. Anything that isn't in harmony with the planet will not survive. This goes for society and the world at large, as well as in our own lives. When you see this card, you're being called to energetically scan your life for things that no longer are a vibrational match for who you are and how you've outgrown. to dismantle the systems and ways of being that once served you and your others but no longer seem to. Some starseeds are here to lift the veil between the seen and the unseen worlds, to shine a light on things that are unauthentic and unaligned with the well-being of Earth. So there you go. For some of you, your loyalty, literally, it like stands out amongst all these people that are so extremely disloyal. You are an example. You have others lead by your example. So this is really beautiful energy to be in. It says you're being called to trust yourself. Notice what's out of alignment at this time, and then take the baby steps required to bring it back into harmony. This is not an easy thing to do, but it's worthwhile for you and for those around you. Okay, so one more here we've got, I'm sorry. This is almost like accepting the fact that certain people are not going to apologize for what they've put you through, and they're not ever going to admit their wrongs, and being okay with accepting that and moving forward. It says defensiveness, writing past wrongs, uprooting. We're living in device times. We're getting hurt and triggered as we tend to see everything as a personal attack rather than an opportunity for healing. If we're here to find true peace and unity, we need to drop our defenses and see things outside of this right and wrong. As our souls remember unity and yearn for it here on earth, you're being asked now to bring about unity and acknowledge the fact that the world has been separated. You may be called to explore how you or your ancestors or society have purposely been disloyal to each other. So, wow, the Starseed Soul Inquiry says, how are you being called to drop your defenses and unwind these past wrongs done to you? So for some of you, and this is from the Starseed Oracle, loves. So for some of you, it's really just like, even though you don't want to forgive these people who don't deserve it, who were extremely disloyal to you, forgive them. You know, just remember who they are and move forward. For some of you, this is where you're going to like level up instantaneously. And for a lot of you, just learn a major lesson. Wow. So earlier, when I was trying to convey this message, a bunch of the cards fell, right? Well, it was in the middle of the reading. I didn't want to pull them out. I just grabbed them and look at the one in here. It stood out to me the most. Where did it just go? Because it was all I saw when I picked it up. 7 of Swords. So particularly these people that were disloyal to you, they just wanted to take from you. They wanted to take love from you. They wanted to take passion and ideas from you. And ultimately, they wanted to take your pentacles and your wish fulfillment. But if you've been sticking by this reading with me, know that anyone who tried to lay judgment day on you is about to receive it as you receive your happy days. You get your wish fulfillment. For some of you, you're about to meet that new loyal partner. Could be an Aries. They're going to bring you a small gift off the hop. This is how this new vibe's going to go. They're going to be very much loyal to you, unlike these other ones who've been very disloyal. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's the end of anyone taking from you. You've learned this lesson now, how to stand in your own, how to choose your own heart and self-love over, you know, friends, family, long-term marriages, people that you thought you could always count on. And you know, even just listening to this reading, right? You're like, those people, you specifically thought you could always count on them. So it was never a question if you were being too loyal to them, right? I mean, you as a divine feminine, it's never something you wanted to go through, but this was part of your spiritual awakening. Realizing too, I feel like for some of you looking back now, you can see all those times that individuals now who have been removed from your life tried to take the happiness from it. I feel like specifically like you could have had a sibling or a cousin who always tried to make you in their shadow or literally just tried to dim your light. They could have purposely always tried to take from you, take ideas. And ultimately it's like things have finally come to a realization once you realize this. Literally, anyone cast in judgment days, they just keep telling me to say this. No one gets to do that but divine. And ultimately, I feel like you know that. This is why you are on your path to success. So final closing messages. Anyone moving forward that has continued to block your blessings is going to get them stuck in a hangman position as you move forward in your new endeavors. For a lot of you, you're about to be seen and recognized. Really beautiful. So overall, final message here for y'all. As you're about to come into this new start, this beautiful new rebirth, Spirit just wants you to be aware of the lessons you just overcame, to remember who you are, and ultimately to know that anyone new coming into your life, you're going to be able to spot the red flags. Okay, so the only thing they want me to say is, like for some of you, this was a repeated situation, right? Where this person betrayed you and was disloyal to you in a small way. And then it kept getting bigger and bigger because you kept forgiving it with how loyal you were to them. Now, ultimately, it's going to go the same way again, right? They're going to say, did you learn the lesson? So what they need you to realize is you're going to be shown those small steps. It's not like the next person that you date or come into is going to just all of a sudden do some big disloyal thing. They might be the same where it takes that time to show who they are. But you'll be able to see it and sense it a lot quicker because you went through this struggle. So it's almost like you don't have to worry about going through this scenario again. It's like before this person even gets you caught up in your head or something, you're going to be passionate about something else. Whether that's a relationship, a passion, a person, a thing, anything. So final message for y'all, keep going as you transform into this new cycle. You're being guided by your spirit team, who is loyal and who is unloyal from you at this time. And for some of you, it's a big wake-up call. For some of you, it could even been in a dream. Wow. So someone you also thought was disloyal to you, they said, came to you in a dream and communicated or either showed you what this other person who is disloyal to you, who you have a lot of trust for, is doing, if that makes sense. It's like a bystander you didn't think you could trust is actually someone you can trust. So that's a really specific message for someone out there. You'll know if that resonates for you. But Spirit's showing you, and they're opening up your third eye. Any discernment tactics that you need to have right now when it comes to letting people go and walking away, and, you know, kind of using your head over your heart on this one. Spirit's giving you that ability. Wow. So I just have these cards on my lap because I'm about to finish the reading. And these all just kind of came over. So a couple more messages for you here. Someone's going to come back in soon with a small offer. One of these people who previously betrayed you. It's going to be a test from the universe. For a lot of you, you know better. You're going to say thanks, but no thanks. And if you don't say thanks, but no thanks, they may possibly try and get you caught up in a cycle of feeling stuck in your head again. So really, Spirit's just saying, did you learn the lesson? Remember to choose self-love. So I'm going to leave that right there. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in, sending light and blessings your way, especially if you went through a difficult scenario like this. Just know it taught you a difficult lesson of discernment and not to put all your loyalty into the wrong people, that the world blossoms where you make it blossom, right? And people see you for that already. And that's why you're always going to have people that are lower vibrational trying to attack you or to come at you. But at the same time, it's really important to choose love and forgiveness and to allow those people into your heart. So really beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone who has tuned in. And until next time, have a beautiful day.